Hi, it's Brian here from It's VRK. Today I'm unwrapping the Yaw 2 motion simulator. I have a Pro unit. These are the central holder platforms, just showing they move around in transit. So if you rock it sideways and hear the moving things, that's what it is. This is the foot plate, footrest plate, and I noticed that the way this was packaged, that it could bang against the seat platform. And in my case, as you'll see shortly, that did cause some of the white paint on the footrest plate to get broken off or rubbed off. Checking the other edges, found a couple of places where there's a little chip in the anodization. I've notified Yaw VR of this packaging issue and they should resolve that fairly quickly. I believe I'm one of the first recipients of the updated packaging, so I don't think this is going to affect many people. A couple of small chips. That's the one where it was banging against the seat plate. One little chip there. And then I mark out in the holes. These in the holes are not actually chips. That's just where the unit was hung from for the anodization or painting process. So I don't think that's any issue. You can see it a bit more clearly there. And there. Okay, so just what's easy to lift out. I'll go back to the central holder parts, unwrap those. Quite a bit of an ordeal to unwrap all of this with that sort of super self-adhesive plastic. But I'm just going to check again all of the surfaces to make sure everything's okay. And in the case of this part, we get a thumbs up. The other half of the central holder. Okay, checking all the surfaces there. All looks good. Check, thumbs up. Right, now we have the central holder, foot holder locking plate. And this allows you to lock that central holder to the foot beam that comes out of the seat. And that's all good too. Alright, I couldn't get that one out because the base unit was across to one side, so this time I've gone for the side rail. And I'm going to resort, as you'll see here, to scissors. Much faster way to unwrap that. Still individually wrapped those two pieces there, so a little bit to go. I found if I stretched the top part down, then I could just pull the bottom off like that. And I'll unwrap this tape just to check the ends. And what I found is there's one section where there's no paint anodizing, and I thought that may have been a chip, although I did also think probably where it was hung from for that painting or anodizing process. And as I untaped the other end, I found the same mark on the same corner, pretty much confirming that that was where it was hung from for the anodizing process. So see that there, that's not a defect, that's just manufacturing process. So you don't have to worry about that. I will 3D print end caps to go on mine, just to make it look a bit neater. Right, onto the roll platform. I did notice a bit of damage on the foam here. So I was a little bit worried initially, but as I opened everything up and took off all of that plastic again, I was lucky enough to see that there was no damage to any of the roll plate, and see here, I do a touch test. No sharp edges, all smooth, good. Checking all the other edges, all looks to be straight and true. So good to go. All right, the base unit. I have a Pro unit, but the most of this process is the same between the standard and the Pro. The main difference being is internally the motor sizes are different, and there's one different part on the seat platform, which I'll point out when we get to that. So again, just checking all of the surfaces. Just a quick eye check. Untaping this to have a look what's in there. And I'm going to check under all of these bits of tape where the roller wheels are. That's the roller wheel in the high position and now in the low position and back to the high position. And I'm going to check that on all 4 of them. So low and high. And then these 2 were a little bit harder to pull out and put back in. So it's low, but then I'll put that back to high as well. So they're in the same positions. And finally, high position, out, low position, back to high. Alright, what you can see taped there is the wiring that goes to the pitch platform. I'm not going to take that out now because I'm not assembling right now. Alright, the seat platform. I found, rather than unwrapping it, which takes forever, I just attacked this with some scissors, being careful to make sure the metal part of the scissors on the inside wasn't touching the metal. Although I do think anodizing is quite strong and you would have to be very not careful to cause any issues. Alright, so I'm just checking where the foot plate was rubbing against here. And I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of a sharp edge on the inside. I'm not sure whether that was already there or whether the foot plate banging against it caused it. But luckily this is on an internal part of the unit behind the seat where it's not really going to be seen or felt by anyone. So I don't think that's a big issue. And again, it'll be taken care of in future shipments so that doesn't happen. Right, so there was a little bit of discoloration on that side of the footrest clamp, but I don't think it was an issue. I think it might have been the rubber or something, but checking all of the edges, again making sure everything's in good shape, not touched or not scratched or dented. It's all good. Okay, so again, I have a Pro unit. So these 2 sections with bubble wrap on the seat platform, on this side is the USB hub, which I'm about to unwrap, and on the other side is the smart plug unit. These are only on the Pro unit, so if you've got a standard unit, you won't have these. And then, I just cut carefully the tape not going through the bubble wrap, so I'm not going to scratch anything. See that part there, which I'll explain in a second. And now you can see the 3 ports of the USB hub there. And the orange part is the emergency stop switch. And that's magnetic and just snaps on to the bottom of the USB hub. So I'll take the tape off, but you won't see on the other side. There's 2 AC plugs, and they're for the smart plug unit, which means they can be controlled from software. So if you want fans or other things I can't think of, but anyway. And then the last part from the base box is the seat holder slide. And just doing a quick unwrap on that one and checking all the surfaces. Everything there is okay. So please like and subscribe. There'll be a video of the next unboxing coming up shortly and many more about the Yaw 2 simulator. Thank you.